Right, when I show you this place, you'll understand how when I first ended up here, I thought it was like fucking really weird and, you know, a bit fucking odd. I mean, it's on a main drag. Yes, there's shops here, but I didn't really know that. And there is a fast food place, street food place where I've just come from. It's cooked a really good meal. But it's only because I met the guy who runs it, Dimitri, who's a really fantastic guy. He reminds me of John's mate, Jake, an old friend of ours. Friend of mine, Jake. He's a big guy. He speaks fucking perfect English. He's here with his Russian wife for about a year and a half. So obviously he goes through the same sort of stuff that any Westerner would, with a kid and trying to set up a new life in Cambodia. So you get like the general feel, but this is really weird. This is where all the apartment complexes of what was probably a really fucking flash place years ago, and then for whatever reason it went derelict. And this is just a small part of like these old columns where I don't know how long these go back. And then where the barrier is up there in the distance, that's where the security guards are. That's where I am, which is what's called the start of the territory. And the territory comprises that fucking great big block up there that's, again, all dark and all run down, like it was just vacated, which is what Dimitri said happened just before COVID. They had financing. I'll take another vid over here because these bungalows, they lead down to the beach, and tomorrow I'll have a whole fucking beach to myself, seriously, because all of what was like village apartment, like bungalows here with swimming pools all around that's fenced off, the funding was pulled, so the swimming pool's full of fucking shit and needs cleaning, and they're in the process now of getting refinancing. So the Chinese are coming back, but what was weird was, so you can see how they've just been left to rot. And there's a couple of sort of shops. And where the light is, that's the only place that's active, which is the hotel. So look at that for a mega building that's just left derelict. And Dimitri said that just before COVID, they were literally flying out people for like a month on loads of airliners. Like as if they knew something was happening or was going to happen that only they knew about, which is really strange. So it's just a really odd place. So it's got security. The tuk-tuk can't come through here, although they let me through this time. So there's only like two places here. Further down, then the big hotel name that you saw on the big entrance, that's down there, and that's actually on Agoda, because someone was walking from there. So that's like an expensive hotel complex. It's still functioning, so this is what's really weird. Dimitri's put me in the room here, so I've got this whole balcony for 21 a night. This is the porch area. As you can see, the rest, that one's derelict, all run down. This one's painted up, run down, derelict. I mean, even the cleaning carriage or lights thing there is just all ripped and whatever, and all of these things. And then you got another one that's obviously a working business of some form, and maybe another couple more. So, and now for the really weird part, I've got basically I think that might be Dimitri's wife. So basically, I've got this whole place to myself at the moment, because obviously, if that's not Julia, come just check. It might be her on their scooter. So there's no need to lock the door because there's nothing here and there's security. And so obviously they've got the reception areas, but there is nobody else in the whole building of 4 floors. All of these rooms are empty except me. And they've done a fantastic job of the rooms. But it was the first time I came here, I thought, what the fuck setup is this? It's like some deserted city or something. I said, but they've actually done a wonderful job you know, cleaning up and building on whatever the state was of when it was left derelict. So now I'm just in room 5. I was on the 4th floor last time carrying my bag up there. Well, that kind of was weird because obviously I got in at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and I booked it the previous night before, so I had somewhere to stay. So Dimitri said to me before I left, he said, if you want to stay longer, he said, instead of $30 or whatever it normally is, especially for this room, so I'll do 21 a night. So I've got this room with a balcony for $21. But tomorrow will be the benefit because so here's the bed. So they've done an absolutely fantastic job with the decor. There's a fucking mozzie in here that bit me earlier. I think there's one on the wall there. So got my, you know, I just arrived this afternoon, getting off the boat. So I got some tea bags. Just picked milk up. Found milk at a shop. It's got a nice bathroom here, and they've done such a wonderful job. It's spotlessly clean. But this time, I've got a balcony, just very small, a sliding door, and just, God, it's hot out here. A table to sit on, smoke my pipe, and tomorrow we can just walk around the big circle around all of this whole area that's all been fenced off is part of the territory, and it goes right down to the beach, and it's just a fucking whole beach that was part of this land. And of course there's nobody accessing it apart from maybe a couple of people in the hotel. There was nobody on it when we walked down, when he showed it to me, and of course you just wouldn't have known if I hadn't met him. And he said, look, if you want to just stay here, you said there's a lot of pagoda down there where I can just sit and meditate. He said, do you want to meditate? You just meditate on the beach. So I can swim in the sea down there. It's just that in the other videos, the bridge is just over there. I can't see it now, but you know, so it's over this direction. So, you know, for what I've got, basically I've got, well, not just today, the whole building is empty. I've got a whole building to myself. There's no staff here. And tomorrow, a full stretch of beach. So this is partly why, you know, the trip to the fucking island, once I got there, it's costing me that much. Although obviously it was on my path. It was what I was supposed to do because that's how I met Ramon. And if that's, I mean, I was going to try and do that trip anyway to Koh Samui. It does look like it's possible. I will research it. I'm too tired tonight, so I've just eaten. So I'm going to do some rapé, meditate, and I'll have a cup of tea. Now that I found Long Life milk. And just meditate. And hopefully I'll have a really early night and just drop off to sleep. And yeah, total change of energy now. You know, being back here, especially now I've just eaten. There's none of that fucking weird darkness that was on that island this morning. Just that fucking dog scenario pissed me off. And I was thinking about it. It could also have been integration going on. You know, because that's the sort of stuff that happened. Because once I got back into the port area, around about lunchtime, and of course, you know, I knew I was leaving, it kind of faded away. Once I was down at the port, knew I was going, it was like the whole weird feeling just disappeared. And that's kind of characteristic of got one mozzie. That's characteristic of integration. So anyway, rapé, a cup of tea and rapé time. Got my gut back now. I measured myself on the island, fat bastard. And where was it? There was a scale somewhere. I can't remember where I saw him. Oh yeah, it was in the fucking coconut shop, I think, or somewhere. I don't know. I stood on them. I was 77 kilos, whereas obviously when I left the Dieta, I was 72. So I've put 5 kilos back on in the last month or so. So I'll have to have another cold shower and cool down. Anyway.